everybody. Welcome to the very first Make It Pro TV show of the new decade. That's right. This is history in the making, ladies and gentlemen. We've had some great shows up until now in 2009, but this one, I promise you, is going to be terrific because my guest today is Michele Granger. And Michele, I've been referring to you as not only an Olympic gold medalist softball pitcher, but probably the person with the lowest ERA of any pitcher that I know of, male or female, professional or amateur. Michele, welcome to Make It Pro TV.
Thanks. Good to be here.
It's great to have you with us. You're still active as a softballer this stage of your life?
Well, I'm active in the sense of coaching and mentoring and teaching kids and other coaches how to play the game. But I'm a bit past my prime, headed into my 40s, so there's no more playing left in me.
Well, I mean, there was enough when you were younger to make up for a lifetime. You had what could only be described as a wicked pitch, one that got you a lot of different records, especially even before or during the Olympic days when you were at Berkeley.
Yeah, you know, I threw very fast and I threw a rise ball, but I threw it lower in the zone. So I was very fortunate to, capture quite a few records with the strikeouts. That was sort of my forte. Everybody would know it was coming, but you'd have to be able to catch up to it, and not a whole lot of people could.
Well, a 72-mile-an-hour pitch from 40 feet away, by the calculations that I've asked by people who would understand this better than me, i.e. my son, that's like a 110-mile-an-hour fastball in baseball. I mean, that's pretty darn fast.
It is. It's very quick. And, you know, we were at 43 feet away, and so the reaction time for a batter is incredibly quick, and if you're able to throw over 70 miles an hour or at 70 miles an hour from that range, you have to have such quick hands up at the plate. And a lot of baseball players, when they get up there and try to hit off of a fast pitch pitcher that throws that kind of speed, it kind of baffles them, because not only is the ball moving up, but it gets on them so quickly. I'm sure that with a little bit of time they would be able to make some contact, but it would take some practice on their doing.
Well, Michele, what was it like for your catcher? Did she have to pad her glove a little bit more?
Well, I've had a lot of really good catchers throughout my career, and I was very fortunate in that regard. And probably one of my favorites, Gillian Box, was very talented and very quick, and never really complained, and so I always tried to throw it harder. I mean, I never got like an ouch or that hurt or any of that kind of stuff out of her. So, catchers are very skilled in their position, and I was very fortunate to have good ones. And while a lot of them did wear extra padding in their batting gloves that they would put in, most of them just learned how to catch it in the right place so they didn't get hurt.
The guest is Michele Granger, the outstanding pitcher. She was at Cal from 89 to 93. During that time, guys, this is amazing. Listen to this. 1,640 strikeouts, 94 shutouts in 183 games, 25 no-hitters, 5 of which were perfect games. That's like an impossible record, and yet you managed it.
Well, you know what? Some days you were just on fire, and I was fortunate enough to be able to, get some no-hitters and some perfect games. And my goal at every time I went out to pitch was strike every single batter out. And it was always funny because everybody would look at me like, why would you set an unattainable goal? But in fact, I was able to do that a couple times in my career, and it generally shocked people. And one of the funniest things I had seen was I was at Cal at the time, and Gary Radnich was doing the sports, and they had a cameraman out there, and he called the cameraman and said, "How many did she strike out today? She's getting close to the record." And the guy said, "She struck everybody out." And I remember Radnich just saying, "There's no way she struck everybody out." How many did she have? 21 strikeouts, 21 batters. And they kind of went back and forth with that for a while, because it's pretty hard to strike everybody out, but it happens.
Well, I imagine obviously there are obvious physical attributes, athletic ability that goes into it, but in order to be able to go up there day after day and put into your mind that your goal was to strike out every single batter, there must have been some kind of mind over matter going on up on the hill.
Well, I think what you do when you're out there is you just go pitch by pitch. I was very good about using each pitch in its by itself, doing the best I could at every single pitch, and not generally looking at it as 7 innings. I just went, as hard as I could for as long as I could, and I try to teach the kids that I, show how to pitch now that don't hold anything back. If you go out there and you do the best you can, truly the best you can every single time, you never have any regrets. Whether they hit a home run or you strike them out, if you leave it all out on the field, there's always that sense of accomplishment. And I'm the type of person that really felt like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And generally it worked out for me.
So, is that a metaphor for life? Is that something that even if I'm not an athlete, I ought to be taking the Michele Granger method when it comes to accomplishing anything else in life?
Well, I think so. I think it's the same in school. It's the same in playing the piano. I mean, if you really want to do something well, you can do it. And I really do believe that. I mean, who would have thought I would have become an Olympic pitcher? I got to choose where I went to school for college. I got to travel the world. I pitched the gold medal game in the first ever Olympics for softball, and I threw the first game, the opening game. I never would have dreamed that to be a possibility. I just took one step at a time and practiced every day, and like I said, did the best I could, and I was always happy with that. I was satisfied with that. And I think that people sometimes now, and even back then, compare themselves too much to other people rather than saying, what can I do myself? Do the best that I can on my own, and stop comparing yourself to other people, because each person is different. So if you go out and you do the best you can at whatever it is you enjoy doing, you'll be successful.
Well, while you're not doing much pitching, I understand that with that pitching hand of yours, you have been busy autographing softballs and photographs, and we promised our audience here at Make It Pro that we would give away some of those. Unfortunately, I thought they were for me, but I'm told no, they're for our audience members. So let me read you one of the questions that was written on your wall at MakeItPro.com, and
Okay.
We could give this person one of those gifts. His name is Jeff Marler, Marler. Michele, I, for one, am looking forward to your interview on Make It Pro TV. Well, there you go. You're right with us, Jeff. And would like to ask you what it must feel like to represent the United States as a gold medalist, and how has winning the gold helped you in your current endeavor?
Well, I mean, anytime you put on a uniform that says USA, it's a little bit humbling, but it's also, very exciting, because you're really representing yourself and your country. And, I always took that responsibility on my shoulders and thought it was an honor, and it just drove me to be more successful.